well, we'll go ahead and prayer by St. Ignatius of Loyola. Lord Jesus, teach us to be generous, to serve as you deserve, to give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for the rest, to labor and not to ask for any reward, except that of knowing that we do your will. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. So I wanted to open up with that prayer. Thank you to the staff, as always, to all of our leadership. One word that has become a common go-to in our society is philanthropy. Philanthropy is defined by Webster's Dictionary as the desire to promote the welfare of others, expressed especially by the generous donation of money to good causes. As Catholics, we've been doing this for years, but under the heading of stewardship, as it is more than just giving money, right? It's giving of yourself and sharing of your time and talents and helping one another. And stewardship and philanthropy, it is an integral part of our Catholic faith. We think of the quote from the book of James. So you see, faith by itself isn't enough unless it produces good deeds. It is dead and useless. And that's the book of James, chapter 2, verse 17. Our focus this evening is centered on stewardship through fundraising. It is using your own passion for your faith and for a cause you believe in to spread good while also spreading God's word. So let's think about calling it faithful philanthropy. Tonight, we're going to center on the skills of how to connect your passions to a cause while focusing on the outcomes. These are not only the outcomes of how it affects the person in need, but how it affects you for a lifetime. I'm really excited because I'm going to now be introducing you to Marla Giuliano, who is the Catholic Charities of Atlanta Senior Director of Engagement. Oh, Marla, you're muted.
Sophia, that is such a blessing to so many people. Ask my team. They're probably thrilled to see that I have a mute button. But Sophia, thank you so much. At Catholic Charities, we are beyond blessed to be able to serve our community. And our mission advancement team is comprised of extremely talented and dedicated women who work selflessly every single day in supporting the many programs that we have here at Catholic Charities. Whether it's through volunteering, whether it's helping to establish a new home for a refugee, or through creating a network of those who have the means to help others. Our team is always there, tirelessly and passionately, working towards solutions and helping others. So I'd like to take a few minutes for each of you to get to know them and why they chose to be with Catholic Charities. And we're going to start off with our senior employee, which is Lisa Mclean. Lisa.
Thank you, Marla. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lisa Mclean. For 9 years now, so I guess that's the senior, or some of my grandma. For 9 years, I have served as the Director of Supporter Engagement for Catholic Charities Atlanta. And what I love about CCA is that as a team, we collaborate with our supporters to connect them with the clients and their needs so that our clients move towards self-sufficiency. And I'm so glad that you all are a part of this year's leadership class to play a key role in this partnership and to see the results of all of our efforts. So thank you for joining us. Enjoy. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Walker, and I'm the Manager of Community Engagement. I have a deep passion for the work that Catholic Charity Atlanta does in our communities, and I'm proud of the positive impact that each program offers. In my role, I love and enjoy unlimited opportunities to connect, collaborate, and cultivate lasting relationships with you and others who are stewards of service. And I'm here to help support you in any way I can. So just reach out anytime. Have a good one.
Hello, everyone. I am Christy Crane. I am the manager of volunteer resources. So I manage the Christmas connections, obviously volunteer resources, and also in-kind drives. But initially, I was a volunteer with Catholic Charities for several years. And in a true act of kismet, I became staff. And what led me initially as a volunteer was my interest and my passion for the plight of refugees. So now I am honored because I'm able to serve all of our programs. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Becca Benson, and I'm the Volunteer Resource Associate Vista. In my position, I work directly with Christy and Erin on organizing volunteers and creating volunteer opportunities. I also work at the warehouse, picking up and organizing in-kind donations, including the donations from the drives. A part of that is determining our needs for in-kind donations, depending on what our clients need at the time. I also manage our Amazon wish list. So I applied for this job because I'm really passionate about working with refugees. I've worked with refugees since I was in high school, mostly through tutoring. So I'm really happy that I can continue doing that through CCA.
Hey everyone, my name is Erin Mcclay. I'm the Volunteer Resources Specialist at Catholic Charities Atlanta. So I work alongside Becca and on Christy's team, assisting with Christmas connections and recruiting and onboarding volunteers. I love working for Catholic Charities because I, like the members of my team, have a passion for refugees, but then also just the wide variety of services that Catholic Charities offers, and that Catholic social teaching is such a core value throughout the agency and our services.
Hi everyone, I'm Mary Cloice. I am the engagement marketing specialist, and Ava and I work together and we do all things marketing and communications. I was originally in AmeriCorps last year, and now I am full-time. And I love Catholic Charities because I appreciate how holistic it is and all the services we offer, and how much the entire agency works together and collaborates.
Is Ava on tonight?
Yeah, I'm on. Hi, I'm Ava. My camera is off because I'm feeling not well. So yeah. I am the AmeriCorps Vista in the marketing department with Mary Cloice, like she said. And I just do all things in the marketing department as well, like social media and things like that. And I'm the AmeriCorps Vista as well, alongside Becca.
Hi everyone, I'm Cathy Camacho, and I manage the donation database for Catholic Charities Atlanta, which really spans across the whole mission advancement team. I help with volunteers and processing or acknowledging their in-kind gifts, any donations that come in, our supporters. We try to gain as much information as we can with them so we can keep in touch with them and various touch points with them. And I have been in the nonprofit world for 14 years in my career in various forms. And I just believe in the mission of Catholic Charities. I love the fact that they help those that are the most vulnerable. And I guess if I had to pick one area that really pulls at my heartstrings, it's the child play therapy for little kids, because they just it resonates with me. But anyway, I'm glad to be a part of this team, and I look forward to talking to you a little bit about Just Giving tonight. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Last but not least, I am Cassidy Starzik, your community engagement specialist. I, as you know, am in charge of all things leadership class. So if I haven't had a chance to meet you, I am very much so looking forward to it. But if anyone has any questions, any comments, anything at all regarding the leadership class, please reach out to me. I'm the one who sends out the ledgers each week. So if you're not receiving those, please let me know. Yeah, I love Catholic Charities because of all of the different kinds of people that I get to interact with and that we serve, that we support. And on the span of all the people that I meet with the leadership class to the St. Joseph's Place residents that we serve, to the refugees that we serve, to some of our supporters. It's really a wide variety, and really getting to interact with so many different people and from so many different backgrounds is truly wonderful. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you guys so much. I am so blessed to be with such a wonderful, amazing team. My thing is that today is my 3rd month anniversary with Catholic Charities. So I left a very thriving sales and marketing career of over 32 years and decided that the secular world had just gotten too much career-wise, and I wanted to make a change. And I was getting ready to push the button on going with a phenomenal company out of London as a VP. And here pops up Catholic Charities. And it was by far a God thing, God holding my hand through the whole way. And it wasn't jumping off of a bridge, because we have such a team that everyone is there to catch each other, as we're also there to be the safety net for the people that we help. So it's just an amazing experience. It was probably the best career move that I've made. And so tonight we're going to be talking about your gift of stewardship. So 1 Peter 4:10 says, as each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. God has given each of us a very special responsibility to be grateful for all that's been given to us, and also to cultivate the talents, our own talents, for our use for God. Stewardship is a way of life. It is the sharing of your time, your talents, and your treasure. As a Catholic, whether it's within your own home, your parish, or your business, you are called not only to cultivate the world around you, but also to grow others. Using your gifts is a part of your Catholic faith. It is applying the core of what God has given you, and in turn, utilizing that blessing in helping others. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 17, it says, every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord your God that he has given you. We focus on stewardship as a pillar in our leadership program, as we are entrusted this world through God, and through our practice of our faith, we are called to take care of all of God's creations. Think about that for a second. We are called to take care of all of God's creation. It is something that so many times that we don't think about, that we just think of stewardship as just solely giving, but it's so much more than that. We focus on building stewardship because stewardship builds our faith. Faith builds promise, and promise builds a path for not only you, but for others. Our director of supporter engagement, Lisa Mclean, gives this beautiful definition of stewardship. It is having one hand extended to a supporter with the means to help, and the other hand extended to that client who has the need. And it's a privilege to unite those two together. And when that happens, it is a beautiful thing. And that is what this team does every single day. It is truly our passion here at Catholic Charities Atlanta, because we stand in the gap and act as a bridge to help those we can help and those we can serve. We invite you to grow within your faith through our missions, and we look forward to helping you become great stewards of your Catholic faith.
Thank you so much for that, Marla. Everyone, can we please give a round of applause to Marla and our phenomenal Catholic Charities of Atlanta staff? Because I mean, this work is it's so instrumental, it's pivotal, and it changes people's lives. And, when we think of, stewardship through fundraising, it offers everyone involved opportunities to experience joy from the realization that there's no limits to what God will do with the many gifts shared for the benefit of others. Now, I know many of you have been asking over the course of this leadership class program, what can I do? How can I help? Especially now with, I know we've been keeping an eye on the Afghan refugee crisis, immigration. The pandemic exacerbated many structural inequalities that people were already suffering from. So we've seen a lot of suffering, I think, especially that last year and even continuing into this year. And the point of Catholic Charities is we want to invite you to share our mission with your communities. And inviting your communities into this mission, it brings a greater awareness and greater action. Through your Just Giving fundraising page, you'll be easily able to invite people to support you. And I will tell you one of the best things that I did when I went through this class myself, I had donations from my third grade CCD, a religious ed teacher who I hadn't talked to in forever, but I emailed them, and you just never know. And they gave me $100. So you never know how God is going to touch people's hearts and move them with compassion and generosity. At this time, I would love to I have the privilege of introducing you to two lovely ladies who will be walking us through the fundraising stewardship portion of the leadership class program. We have Jen Daniels, who is a Catholic Charities of Atlanta board member, as well as an advisory board member for the leadership class, who will present the fundraising process framework. And then Cathy Camacho of our mission advancement team will do a walkthrough of each step as she goes over the instructions to design and set up your Just Giving pages, as well as cover donation data reports. Each of them are able to offer you some tips and ideas to help you make your pages pop and resonate authentically with people in your community. So please give your undivided attention to Jen and Cathy. Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you for that amazing introduction, and just hearing the whole mission advancement team, just hearing your personal stories. Thank you for modeling that. Just because I think it gives everybody a real understanding and an appreciation, just the dedication of everybody in this organization. That is one of the many reasons I've been around for 10 years. Whether you like it or not, I've been around for 10 years, guys, and why I continue to stay around. And every year I find myself in a different capacity, and I'm always blown away. I learn something new with every engagement. So I anticipate today is going to be the exact same thing. So I'm just thrilled to be here with you. And I'm hoping you guys can see my screen. And we want this session to be about you. I know you guys heard Jeff in the beginning. He kind of joked about the Daniel show. Well, in reality, this is your show. And we want to make sure that you have all the tools and the support to be able to make those connections. I am going to keep going back to Lisa Mclean's that beautiful image. And I would love for you guys just a moment to hold that, for just to imagine what this is in one hand, you've got people that you love and care about that would love to be supporters. And then in the other hand, it's you connecting them with our client community. Just keep that. I just want you to keep your hands out like that just for a moment, because I really think it's just such a beautiful image to be able to kind of set the stage today. So as we do that, I want to hear what you guys want to make sure we cover. And now I've got some slides here, guys, but this won't be the first time I've called an audible and had to do something. So you tell me, what do you want to get out of today's session? And I'm going to write a few things down, and hopefully can you guys give me a thumbs up? Can you see my screen? You guys are good. Just shout out, take yourselves off of mute. It's not such a huge group. Unless you got a freight trade going through your office right now, you can jump in. What do you want to get at? What do you want to make sure we cover today? What would really serve you in your stewardship journey? Oh, you got to jump out. This is, you're here because I want to hear it. Anything in particular you got to make sure we cover? Otherwise, we're going to be done real fast, guys. Hey, James, you want to jump in? Is there something particular?
You know, I'll jump
today?
in because everyone else seems like they're being a little quiet. But
Yeah.
what I would like to know is just kind of the logistics of what needs to get done, the timing with that. That's important to me. Making sure I know exactly what needs to get done when it comes to the logistics part of it, so I can start planning my life accordingly.
Well, outstanding. I think between kind of a framework that I'm going to share and then the tools that Cathy is going to share with you, I think you'll be able to end today with your own personal game plan. So thank you, James, for bringing that in. I think we got you there. What else do we want to make sure we cover today?
Sorry, I don't have my screen on, but I'm going to unmute myself. But a little bit to kind of what the person before just said with the timeline of things. And then also just any suggestions y'all would have on who would be good people to reach out to, kind of other than our circle, our closest circle of friends, kind of where you kind of like you said, where you found people that you didn't think would contribute, but they ended up doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do a fun brainstorming today. And we'll also we'll hear some ideas from our peers that are on today's session, because it'd be amazing. As soon you might hear, oh my gosh, I hadn't thought about that group. So absolutely, we will definitely get that in the mix today. Thank you so much. Leslie, thank you for bringing that in. What else? Anything else we make sure we absolutely cover today?
Hey, Jen, it's Zane. You know, I've listened to the speech a few times now, but I know that you have some good experience with how you've gotten coworkers, how you gotten coworkers to donate, and I guess just in general how to like engage maybe a non-Catholic who might be maybe timid to donate to Catholic charities.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll be able to bring that one in for sure. Thank you for that. Anything else? All right, to come up with something, we'll make sure to get that in. So all of that, I think we're going to be able to get to. So you guys still seeing my, let's see, I want to make sure that I shared this part of my screen. So just give me a moment. All right. Now we're going to get back into the main presentation here. All right. So a couple of things that we're going to get started. We heard that the team share their personal connection. So I'd like for you guys to take a few moments to reflect on a few questions here. The first is, what motivated you to join the leadership program? And for those of you that are serving in other capacities, I'll pick on Mr. Jeff because he's right there in my view. I know you didn't go through the program, but you certainly were introduced. So what if you are serving as a mentor or saint group leader and haven't been through the program, what motivated you to say yes?
You really want me to answer that?
This is the rhetorical question time, and you're gonna hold on to it, and then you'll have a chance to share it shortly, though. I can always count on Jeff. So hold on, we're gonna do through 4 questions. So just be thinking about your personal connection. What motivated you to join? And I love how the staff shared which particular programs and segments of our client community, which of our programs have really resonated with you? And you've had some, I know at the retreat, and we've had some of you gone through Faces of Hope, and we've had our exposure. I love the ledger, always gives you opportunities to learn something new. So what program has really touched your heart so far? And similarly, I know that our portal has a ton of stories and you've probably seen a few, but there's a particular story. I think there's a face. I think if you really think about it, there is a face that has really touched your heart when they've told their personal story about how their lives have been shifted from Catholic Charities. And finally, I want to bring it back to retreat. And we had the opportunity to start this program anchored in how we're living our strengths, our God-given gifts. And which of your strengths, when you think about your top strengths, which ones would most serve you as you go out and have your hands connecting your supporter community, people that want to help you in this journey, and you giving them this opportunity to connect with our clients? Which are your strengths? All right. So hopefully you've got answers to all of those or most of those. And we love the opportunity for you to have a chance to share that with each other. So we're going to do a breakout, and we're going to just randomly throw you guys into some groups. So we don't know how this is going to mix and match, right, Cassidy? You're just you're mix everybody up, and depending on where you are in the journey, if you're a member of the class and or just volunteering, or you're part of mission advancement, everybody has their personal connection story. So we just want everyone to take about 2 or 3 minutes each. So we'll probably do groups, Cassidy, of 3 to 4, and we'll just break out for 10 minutes. Can you do the breakouts for us? Uh-oh. Do you guys see Cassidy? All right, I'm going to do it then. Let's see if I can make this happen. All right, I am going to create some breakout rooms. I'm going to put 3 to 4 people in. You guys ready to go to your Zoom breakouts? Oh, one thing I will do, let me stop sharing. Let me just make sure you've got the questions just in case. So I'm going to put those questions in the chat for you. You've got your questions, right? Give me a thumbs up. You've got your questions for your breakout. And I am going to put you guys into breakout rooms, and you are set. We'll see you in 10. And I'm hoping a couple of you guys want to come back and share your story. So enjoy sharing. We'll see you in 10. Got a few folks need to go into their breakouts. Thank you so much. Looks like we've got a few. Looks like we got a few rooms that are full. Jill, if you can join one of the breakouts, that'll be fantastic. I think we're close. All right, looks like we had some folks kind of bebopping in and out of some rooms. So I am going to share back my screen and then I'm going to pull everybody back. I'll give them a minute. They usually get that little minute warning and then they kind of get the Zoom rapture. So I'm going to pull them back.
I love that you call it the Zoom rapture, Jen. I've never heard someone refer to it as that, but I cannot think of a more accurate sentiment.
It is. I'm like,
That's
here we
wonderful.
go. Well, because they're about to. It's gonna be like 5, 4, 3, 2. 1.
And then you're just, no, but it's true. You're just like gone.
Got it. And they're all going, wait, what? I've only got 43 seconds. And they're all gonna try to get all the words in. I love it. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
All right. This individual, she keeps trying. Cassidy, I don't know if you need to talk with her outside because she keeps kind of bumping into the rooms and she's not speaking. So just FYI. Cassidy, are you there? Okay. Well, then I will let her in, or maybe.
Okay.
So there we are. I call it the Zoom rapture. No matter where you are, you get sucked up and then we're right back in here, whether you like it or not. So welcome back to the main room, everybody. Hopefully you had a chance to do some sharing. I would love for one of the class members a couple of the class members to really share which of their strengths is going to serve them in this stewardship phase of the program. Love to hear a couple of examples. Take yourselves off of mute. I'm not going to accept no response this time. So audience participation time, bring it on. Throw those strengths out here. Turn yourself off of mute and let's hear it.
Okay, I'll go.
Thank you, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
I can only, yeah, what's your strength? I've already got one for you, but yeah, what's the strength you're going to be drawing upon?
Well, my top strength is futuristic.
Oh.
And then next comes achiever. And one thing we talked about in our breakout session that I would like is for us to broaden our ability for more people to know what we do and make it easier for people to know about our resources.
Absolutely. And I love that again, that strength of yours is all about what's possible. And for you to be able to give people what they need to know about the organization so they can see what's possible when they make an impact. So I think that's fantastic. I think that's going to be a powerful strength for you to bring to this. Thank you.
Sure.
Love it. I haven't heard that one as it relates to this before, so I love it. Who else has got one of their strengths that they know for sure is going to serve them well? I know my group, there were a couple in there. You guys had some good ones. I can call on you. I just came out of a class, so I'm like in that teacher mode, so I can do it.
I think you should.
All right, because I know Carmen, I will say one of the ones that I shared when I was with the group that I'm looking up at my list and it didn't occur to me. I mean, activators one. And it's just, I just dove in so fast. I just said, if I don't get started, it's going to take, and I think that kind of, I use that, just get in there. And I know when I'm in it, just stuff starts happening. I can't help myself. And that's how I did. I just dove in as soon as I could with my site and with my letters and my communication. I knew if I procrastinated, I was going to keep it. And so that activator in me got me in fast and got me in that mode. And before I knew it, I was moving. So I know that was for me, but I think we had Carmen in my room. Carmen, what was, if you wouldn't mind sharing, that would be awesome.
I don't mind at all. Good evening, everyone. So the strength I'm going to lean on for stewardship would be connectedness, simply because that's what I've been using lately to get people to follow or to understand the other side of a situation in order to solve the problem. I believe that we should meet people where they're at so that we can connect with them on a deeper level. We should offer a listening ear to hear what it is that they need and meet those needs they have. Once we're able to do that and we care for those needs that they have, we can get them to see the other side and what it is that we want to accomplish. That way we can get them on our team, and follow through.
Love it. You are, I mean, just that metaphor of Lisa is exactly what you're bringing. And I love that you're connecting it with your strength of connectedness. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Jen.
I appreciate you. All right. So getting you connected so that you understand. It's so hard to breathe that bridge if we don't understand our own connection to this amazing organization and our clients. So I'm going to put out a challenge because when I share with you this framework, it's going to be getting the word out. So you've got to tweet it. I want you to put in the chat your tweet, your very first communication about letting the world know about the great works of Catholic Charity. So whether it's you stating your story, you got 144 characters. We got double the amount that we used to have. So you've got, put your statement in the chat. And by the way, we're keeping a record of the chat, right, guys? I'm pretty sure we are. So every tweet, every class member who does a tweet, $50 to your page from Jen Daniels. So you got, let's see, I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to get your tweets in. Cassie's going to be trying, we're going to see them in there and we'll track it. Make sure we have your right name. So if you're under your spouse's name or your work's name, then we won't know it's you. So make sure your screen name says so. $50 for the tweets. Bring it on. Make me take out my checkbook or my credit card these days or PayPal. How are we doing it? I don't care. You're going to get my money. Let's get rolling. Let's see it. Let's see those tweets. I don't see anything in the chat yet. We're getting there. Oh, we got to make sure Siembra Studios, they want in on this too, right? I'm going to let them in there. Let them in. All right, we're going to see what our tweets. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink it. Our former president didn't overthink it, so don't overthink it. Just get the word out there. Get your story going. And you got $50 to start your page. Cathy, you can make sure I can make those pages are live, right?
Absolutely.
All right, because it's going to be your show here in a couple minutes. All right.
And I heard you, so I'll make sure they follow up.
I'll tell you, I don't see anything in the chat yet.
Leslie's on the board.
Leslie is.
Oh, Leslie's in there. Yes. Want to give back, feel great, and change the world? Ask me how. Yes. Nicely done. $50. Boom. To that. All right. Good stuff, guys. So let's talk about the framework. You still got a few minutes to think of your tweets. So let me tell you this. We've already got started. Very first thing, we got to understand our connection. We cannot be that bridge for others unless we really understand. And so we've got to get connected to and reflect on why we're here. Where are we in our own faith journey? Which stories have just moved us? Who really needs to hear these stories? Who else wants to help make an impact? And what strength am I what gift, what God-given gift am I gonna bring to help me in this journey? And then we're gonna create our personal stories. So the tweet is just a piece of it, but we're gonna start to craft that. And we'll talk a little bit about the resources that are available to you. After that, and only after that, then we're going to get to the mechanics. So the gentleman, I think it was James. James, we're going to get to logistics, but before we get to any of that, we've got to go ahead and we got to have a shift of our mindset and bring in the spirit. And then we can bring our hands to that journey, but we're going to get there on the page. We'll get to the logistics today for sure. And then we got to talk about getting the word out and some of those questions about who do we reach out to? Are there some other groups we haven't thought of? How do we make those connections with the non-Catholics? All of that, we got to get that story through and out. And then we've got to thank our supporters. Once people have been brought into this story, we got to thank them so they continue to stay connected. We're their initial bridge, but after that, you guys have seen this amazing organization. We can keep them connected, but it's going to take you going back and saying, thank you for joining me in this journey. So that's the process. Look at it, guys. It's not that complicated. 5 steps. We can put it all on a hand, right? So let's talk. Here's the good news. Connect and reflect. You're done. You've already been able to make that connection. You know exactly why you joined. A lot of you guys are already getting your stories here in your tweets. Man, you're hitting it. I hear ding, 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 ding with my checkbook here. But you guys already have your connection. So step 1, you're ready to go. You're connected. Keep reflecting, and we're going to talk, but this is going to keep repeat. This is going to be a rinse and repeat later. So now, how do you take what you've got in your heart and turn it into a story that others can hear? So the first thing I want you to think about is you've got to have a mindset shift. And this is going back. I mean, I didn't even know that what Lisa had shared before. But this is going to be a shift, because oftentimes when people think fundraising, it's kind of on the, it's that you're taking something. We always feel like, oh, I don't want to bother somebody. I mean, who feels like that? The very first time you think about getting just, oh, I'm not sure about the ask. Well, stop thinking of it as an ask. What you really do, it's just not, you're not taking anything. So instead, I really would love for you to think about this as you are creating an opportunity for somebody else to make an impact. This is you're modeling it. People want you, people around you are really curious about what you're up to. Think about you joined this leadership program and they're kind of going, what's going on with that? Just sharing what it is about this program that really intrigued you, how you wanted to bring, grow in your humility and your empathy and your stewardship, right? I mean, and be more mission focused in all you do. You wanted to bring your faith in. What a great way to talk about that. But you're giving them an opportunity to be with you in this journey. There are so many people in your corner that just want to see you do well with this program. And they're curious. They're like, what's she up to? Or what's he up to? Share it. Because that's what this is about. And by you sharing, you're giving them the opportunity to have an impact. They may not be able to join this program. They might be looking for ways that they can help. They've been paying attention to the news and they see what's going on with our refugee crisis. Oh my gosh, if you could just bring it home to them and say, you've been talking about it. Let me tell you what we're doing right here in Atlanta. And I got a sense that you would want to be a part of that. Let me tell you what I'm doing. And people will invariably say, well, how can I help? Do you realize that was the first thing you said? You guys were all at the retreat and you were like, how can I help? It's a natural reaction. So I just want you to just embrace this reframe. It's not a take. You actually are giving them an opportunity. So now I want you to take all of that and create your story. And you guys have a ton of resources. I mean, just what's on the portal blows my mind. And every year I go and I look in there and there's just more. There are more stories. We're doing Marla. I mean, we get new videos all the time. They're up there. And it's just, and you can, and then you go to the website, has a ton of messages up there. A lot of great stories. Each program, you don't even have to, just like, go back to the one program that really touched your heart. If it's veterans, man, you click on that link about our veterans programs, there's a lot going on there. If you know people that are really concerned about elderly not having resources and living below their means because they're below the poverty level, God, God, let them know what we're doing at St. Joseph's. I mean, it's amazing. Somebody has a part of their heart that is connected somehow. And our job is just to find that connection for them. And these resources that are available to you are fantastic. And keep connecting back and reflecting on your own personal journey. And then craft your message. It doesn't have to be the entire website. Just go back to this program, this client story, and my personal why. That's all. And then, oh, by the way, you got some really good tweets. You can start there as well. So that's the beginning of your personal story. So now, now you're on the tweeting bandwagon and it's time, maybe you've refined your tweet by now and thought about it. Again, I love this one. Afghan families are on their way to Atlanta. Thankfully, Catholic Charities is present and ready to welcome and resettle them. Like, follow, retweet, and contribute if you want to be part of the solution. You guys, if you were looking for some really good things to share, look, there's no pride and ownership here. We all can use these. So I'm guessing Cassidy and Cathy, we can pull all these and share them, right? Can we put them on the portal? You guys, this is fantastic. I'm moved. This is great stuff. You've got it. So you've already refined your tweet. So let me stop just for one moment. Any questions about where we are in this process, connecting and reflecting and creating your personal CCA story? Questions or comments at this point? All right, tweets are still active. I'm going to hand it over to Cathy. I'm going to stop sharing now because now we're going to go to let's activate this. This is where Jen Daniels' strength comes in because she wants to get activating. So Cathy, let's teach this entire team how they can activate. I'm going to stop sharing and hand it to you.
Thank you, Jen. That was fabulous. I wish I had your enthusiasm. I have it. I just don't present it. But you're fabulous. So I'm Cathy Camacho, and I've been with Catholic Charities for 2 years, and I haven't taken the strength test yet, but I will. But if I had to guess what my strength is, it's always in the systems and the numbers that support an organization. I love supporting my team, and I tend to try to stay a little bit in the background, but whenever they need me, hopefully I'm there for them. And that's my strength. I'm not the Jen Daniels, I'm not the cheerleader, but I love working with them. Okay, so with that said, the packet that I'm going to be working from tonight will be available to you. Cassidy's going to put it at your disposal with the resources link that she has available for you. And the software that we use is Just Giving, and it works in tandem with our supporter database, which is Razor's Edge by Blackbaud. So you will see here on the page instructions for setting up your fundraising page. So and I would recommend, by the way, before getting started, just print off a copy of this. That way you're not switching back and forth between screens trying to follow the directions and set up your page. But even though this is a 13-page document, which sounds like a lot, it really is such a simple process, especially if you already have in mind, like what Jen was saying about your personal story, your connection, why you support Catholic Charities, because that's what this is really all about, setting up your personal story and connecting with your friends, your family, your supporters. So from your document, you can click on this hyperlink the CCLC 2021-22 Blackbaud sites.com, and that will take you to a screen that looks very similar to this. And you see the green arrow that says sign up. You simply click on that, and that will take you to your next page, item number 3. And on this screen, you simply fill in your first name, your last name, your email address, and your password. Okay. All right, we're going a little bit too fast, Cassidy. Go back up to item number 3. Sorry, I'll say next page. How's that? So this is where you'll enter in your first name, last name, email address, and your password. And the password has to be a 12-character password. This is important for a variety of reasons, and you'll see it further on. But let's go to item number 4 on the next page. This is where you'll enter your address information. And then item number 5, complete the details and create your page button. Okay, before you get really happy and just hit create your page and all enthusiastic, stop for just a minute, because the green circled item where you'll see my first name hyphen last name and number 1, that will be where you can personalize your link for your fundraising page. So you see below that the justgiving.com/fundraising, and then that information that follows that is whatever you have in that box right there. So if you want to use your nickname or whatever friends know you as, in my case, it's Cathy. I could have changed that to Cathy Camacho. I left it as the default, but you have the ability to override that. So, and then create your page with the blue button. You simply click on it. And then let's go to the next page. Cassidy, thank you. This is the screen that you'll have next. Basically, you're set. Not really, but your link is there. You are ready to personalize your page. You have a link. It's not been publicized yet, but you have a link and you are ready to craft your story to share with your friends and family. You have the option at this point to, yes, donate if you want to just try it out to see if it works, or you select not now, maybe later. I did, just because I wanted to make sure it did interface with our Razor's Edge database. I did donate. I selected yes and donate, and I set up $5 in my account. So yours will show at the beginning 0, but we all know if you've already paid your registration fee, you've already contributed $150 towards your target. So let's go to the next page. Okay. All right, these are the instructions for customizing your fundraising page. There are 3 items that I wanted to point out on this screen. If you look to your right, you'll see circled in red that I have $5 and 1 supporter in my account. I'm not very far along, but I'm off to a start. And then you'll see on the bottom side, right, the left-hand side, my picture, and that will need to be customized as well. And I'll show you how to do that. And then lastly, the green circle, edit your page. That's what we're going to talk about first. So let's pretend like we just clicked on edit your page, and we'll go to the next slide. Okay, thank you. All right, now this is a little difficult to see, but what I really want to highlight on this is when you hit edit your page, you have 5 different options here at your disposal on the menu. You have view, which allows you to view your fundraising page. You have edit, which allows you to edit the text on your fundraising page. You have media, and the media allows you to upload photographs that you can put on your fundraising page, and you're allowed 1 cover story photograph to highlight your story, and that's where you would take care of that. Donations is where you can see all of your donations. In fact, that's a really important one, because if you have any offline donations, which you do if you paid your registration fee, you will enter it on the donations menu item. So if you have any other checks that come in or cash donations, this would be where you would go to enter the total of those offline donations so that you get credit for them. Settings, the last menu option is where you can personalize your thank you message. When someone makes an online donation, you want to thank them. So it would show up in that thank you message. And also, which I think is really very, very cool, in that settings feature, you will see that you have, I don't know if y'all can see this, but it creates your own QR code. So if you're one of those that likes to use your camera to like at a restaurant for the menus and whatever, if you've got friends nearby and you're like, hey, look at my QR code, you can make a donation here. It's a quick way to get to your fundraising page, and it's kind of fun. You can put it on the back of your book or on the back of your phone for that matter. So anyway, just a little bit about what you see when you go into page setup. So let's talk about the edit page. We have the page title, which defaults to welcome to my donation page. You can override that if you wish. I left it this just as is, welcome to my donation page. Fundraising target, this will default to $1,500. You are more than welcome to increase that if you would like. If you are one of those fundraising type that you think fundraising is fun, and you want to just keep going, then by all means, keep going. And then page summary, it defaults to I am raising money, but you can change that. You can say something like, I am fundraising on behalf of, and then the next one, what says for Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Atlanta, because, and let's stop right there for just a little bit, because if you had to come up with a tagline, kind of like a tweet, but vary it a little bit, so it's a tagline that would be your headline for something, what would you say? How would you, what is the reason why you want to fundraise for Catholic Charities Atlanta? And my tagline that I came up with for this particular year is, because I love a story that has a happy ending. So my story will go along with that tagline. So you're welcome to come up with anything. There's some examples here on this page and in the packet that we will share with you after tonight's meeting. Okay, the next screen. Okay, this is the story that I put together. You're more than welcome to use it. Some people like to share a personal experience. It all depends on your level of comfortability with sharing whatever strikes you with Catholic Charities. Remember, Jen Daniels talked about the different programs. So maybe there's one program that you're really passionate about. I said I was passionate about the child's play therapy, and I am. That resonated with me when I went on the Faces of Hope tour. But with recent news, with the Afghanistan families coming in and the need for children's shoes, that pulled at my heartstrings. So even though I don't go into all that in my story, but I could, I was focused more on the refugee situation. So I wrote, thank you for visiting my fundraising page, supporting the work of Catholic Charities Atlanta. When reading a book or watching a movie, I love a good happy ending. When the underdog wins, when the guy finds his life's passion after stumbling through misses, when the single mother struggling with parenting and a career finds her wings and soars. Simply put, I love stories about lives transformed in a meaningful and purposeful way. Catholic Charities Atlanta has many of these great stories, and they are heartwarming and they're inspiring. Everyone is someone, and Catholic Charities Atlanta is here to restore dignity and hope to people in the Atlanta community. Returned veterans, weary refugees, struggling families, regardless of faith or background, they don't have to be Catholic. They find the help they need. In fact, most of them probably aren't Catholic. They find the help they need to become independent and self-sufficient. Catholic Charities builds relationships with clients to give them the tools they need to be successful, whether it's job skills, help finding employment, financial advice, or play therapy for a struggling child, Catholic Charities Atlanta helps people to see their purpose and their meaning, therefore restoring dignity and giving hope. They have transformed, we have transformed, Catholic Charities Atlanta has transformed more than 1 million lives, not just a happy ending, but more importantly, creating many happy beginnings for a bright future. Please help create more happy beginnings by clicking Give Now. God bless, Cathy. So this is what I created for my story. There's so many good stories out there. Feel free to share your personal experience. Again, go back to the programs that we have, and they're listed in your packet that you'll receive. There's veteran services, like Jen mentioned. There's housing counseling, there's parenting education, educational services, case management, refugee services, immigration legal services, St. Joseph's Place. Find something that pulls at your heartstrings and convey that to your supporters, your friends, your family. But basically, make sure, and this is included in the packet as well, and we can switch to the next slide if you want, Cassidy. Thank you for helping me, by the way, with this. We have the story breakdown. You have an introduction. You thank them. Thank you for coming to my webpage. Thank you for visiting my story and reading about what I want to say about Catholic Charities. And you give them a brief outline of what Catholic Charities is about. You might even give an optional highlight, a thought break. One that I liked was by the writer and star organizer, Carol McGathlin, I believe is her last name. She so eloquently stated, and this is in regards to collecting shoes for these Afghanistan children that had none as they're coming into the country. One star alone provides little illumination, but a host of them can light the way as the dispossessed stumble towards a new life. I just love that. I could picture the one light and then another and another and another, kind of like a stadium full of lights when a game's at a pivotal place. But make it personal. What draws you to the mission of Catholic Charities? And state the need. What is the need? What is the problem? And state what the answer or the solution could possibly be, and do a call to action. Please give. If you feel compelled, please give. All right, let's scroll down a little bit more, Cassidy. Okay, here's a couple of examples. Again, these are included in your packet, and you can hyperlink on them to see examples of other people's stories. Carrie was with us last year. She put together a beautiful story of her story. So I would highly recommend you to read through those. And then on the next page, media, this is where you would upload your cover story picture. So you've given your story. What picture do you want to upload that will convey the message that you've said in your story? What can enhance that message? And so that would be the picture that you would have listed or have front and center as your cover story. Any other pictures you want to load will be accessible as well. It's just the cover photo. The cover photo is the one that you would see, your supporters would see when they bring up your fundraising page, and then they would click on it and then they could scroll through the other ones as well. The next item is your profile picture. So you'll see in the upper right-hand corner, the orange arrow and a circle around my picture. You would click on the empty or the placeholder for your picture. You click on that and then you do 2 more clicks, basically. One's click profile and then edit profile picture. And then you can upload your LinkedIn photo. And I don't know if we're doing headshots yet this year, but if you have that, then just a professional looking picture is recommended for uploading. So literally, after you've done all these steps, you have created your page and you are good to go. All you need to do is just share your story. I won't read through the rest of these slides. I'll just briefly go through them, but there's an area for updating. Number 4, updates. You can add updates and pictures to your story, and that will show at the bottom of your story. And I would highly suggest you to do this. And if you have some gifts that you want to just shout out, you can use what's it called? Paint, or you can do Canva to create some special little thank yous that you can blast out to your supporters just to kind of get the message going. But you basically want to give them, highlight the Give Now button, which in this document I show as donate, but it's actually called Give Now. And then you want to share your message. So someone asked, who can they share this message with? How do they go about, once you've got your fundraising page, how do you go about sharing it? How do you let people know that you're doing this on behalf of Catholic Charities and that you want to engage other people in helping you? And the medium that you're going to use for that is social media. You can share it via Facebook, Twitter, email. You could create at the bottom of your signature your own link so that when you're emailing someone, they see it and they can say, what's this about? Let me click on it. And then they see your story and then they can share it as well. So again, all of these items are going to be included in this packet that Cassidy will have available for you after tonight's presentation. So that pretty much wraps up the Just Giving piece. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions either now or tomorrow or as you're starting to develop your fundraising page, but it is live. As Jen stated, we are ready to go. My page is live. And as soon as you create yours, it will be live, but no one will see it until you share it.
Yep. And by the way, so my donation is soon, I can only donate to a live page. So you got your tweet, which is awesome, but I got to know where to do it. So when I get the note, I'm going to go up to that site. I'm going to scroll for your name and you got to be live. So get it on in there. Fantastic.
And
Cathy,
remember your QR code.
I love the QR code. That's like new.
Isn't that great? Under settings. Under settings.
Awesome. Cathy, thank you so much. I mean, this document is comprehensive. All the steps are there. I think folks tonight to be able to launch this, you've got everything you need. So any other questions for Cathy? Well, great. Well done. And
Nicole has a question.
Go ahead, Nicole.
I'm just kind of assuming, I mean, I feel like this is going to take a little bit of time. So if we work on it little by little after, it's going to save what we do so far.
Correct.
We don't have to do it in one sitting. Okay.
That is correct. And even though it creates your page, if you don't share it, nobody even knows it's there. So if you're not comfortable with it, and you can ask Cassidy, I think I've submitted 4 different renditions of my story to her. I kept changing it, but nobody knew because no one had access to it. But even though it took me a while to go through the instructions, it really is when I initially set it up, I think I did it in 5 minutes or less. So it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just, there's a lot of tips and tricks in the document just to help guide you along.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan, guys, of I'm in the entrepreneurial space. Done is better than perfect. Let me say it again. Done is better than perfect. Just take the 5-10 minutes. In fact, I just say, just do that and then sit on it. If you want to kind of wait before you completely kind of go live with it, sleep on it, come back, and you can keep iterating. Because there was a question there about, can we change the, change the levels, go past the 1500? You betcha. In fact, I highly recommend that you do that. That was one of, yeah, I love that one. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of great. Another good one. So there is a, just be thinking if, and I will tell you this, my first tip is, yeah, 1500s is what we're targeting per class member. Got it. People that just set it higher out of the gate, because you have no idea. Someone's going to go, it's all relative, right? So if you're sitting at $1,000, you're 15, they're going to go, he's almost done. No, change your number to $5,000 for goodness sakes, because you never know. And that's what we did. I mean, so if you got to wonder why, so in my year, I don't think we mentioned, I went through the class, I was the class of, oh gosh, I'm aging myself, 2012. Jeff knows this. I kept going higher. And because I realized, I go, if I keep it too low and people are going to hit it. So I just kept, one day I'd go in there, oh no, it's got to be 6,000. Shoot, I got to move it up, So just be thinking about that. You can move it, but set a high target that's reasonable, that you're comfortable with. Cathy, this is awesome.
It is. And guys, I would challenge you with the QR code, especially if your parish has the little ads on the back of their bulletins. Why not give a nice 25? I know at our parish it's $25 to run a little ad. Why not just do a $25 ad that $25 is going to your parish and use your QR code there, where people from your parish can support you. It may be people that you don't even know, but it's a great way to have that unspoken advertisement for you.
Oh, I love that. See, you did your tweet, you got 2 weeks worth of advertising. Thanks. See, there we go. All right, good stuff. So we got to the logistical piece. Cathy, thank you so much. So that we are almost home, guys. So you've got the tools, you've got your story, plenty of tools for that. You've been connected now personally. So now you got to get out there. Done is better than perfect. Get the word out, right? So that's where we are now. Let me tell you a couple of ways, and we'll just kind of, give you some tips along the way. First off, just start kind of crafting your list, kind of sit down and just start writing down the names, right? Current work colleagues, past colleagues you've worked with, professional connections you have. You've got spouses, friends, family members that are members of the Knights of Columbus, other fraternal organizations. Certainly, as you just said, you've got friends at your parishes, right? And then any of your community groups there in the neighborhood. Your spouses or your parents' families, my gosh, people want to help you out. They want to know you're on this journey, right? People that are your mentors. You've had people over the years that have been really taking an interest in your growth journey. What a great way to get back with them and let them know where you are today. And they love to hear that, people that have invested in you over the years. For sure, you didn't get here on your own. You have a nominator, someone that nominated you for the program. Go ask, certainly reach out to them and tell them about this opportunity. And then when you get your mentor, don't forget to remind your mentor to support you, and they want to anyway. So who else, when you guys think about like your professional relationships, your personal relationships, any others we should add to this list? Kind of shout them out. Can you guys think of it, or even put them in the chat? Any other groups that we might be able to think of? I also like
social media.
Social media.
Social media. If you're on Facebook, you should definitely have a link to your page and ask friends to share it. And, I'll go back to what Jen said about don't just set yourself up for the 1,500. I do something every year for my birthday for a local animal charity, and I raise thousands of dollars for them every year just by showing pictures and telling them the stories about the animals and our brigade we have here. But it's just, and you will find too, a lot of times people think when it says fundraising that it's scary because you don't want to ask for money. You're not asking for money. You are honestly being a hand to someone, a helping hand. So you're bringing that bridge together and you're lifting people up. And our team on this call, they will tell you, we see it every day. And it's just so amazing to watch the people that we help, and that to make it even drive more for you right now, it says we hit 100% last year on our refugee program of making all families self-sufficient within 6 months. That is amazing. So the money is going to great things and to great people, and you are being the liaison of a heart to these families.
Awesome. Thank you, Marla. So we've got, definitely names here. The other thing I want you guys to think about is just, there is somebody, we know, I call them the heavy hitters, but we know some people that, when you ask, they say yes, and they just say, God, and sometimes they go, well, how much? Because they just going to do it. So just, there is somebody, I think every one of us has somebody in that category. So don't forget those guys or gals. There is somebody there. So that's kind of part one here of cultivating your network, of get the word out. Other part, this kind of goes to what Marla was saying. So you've got, have your letter template, because some people are going to want a personal note. Okay, think about that. Not everybody, you're not going to have that opportunity to be able to see people one-on-one. And then send personal emails. I strongly recommend that, as opposed to, like, I know there's some opportunities to send some notes outside of the tool through Just Giving. We find that people are much more connected when you send them a personal note. It takes a couple extra minutes. You got 10 people on your list, send 10 emails, and then follow it up with you could follow it up with a quick text or follow it up with a conversation. There's definitely, customize it, right? You're going to want to kind of hit people different ways. Use social media. It's there, use it. And again, to whatever platform you're on. And I love this QR code. You can put that on Instagram, right? Because it's an image. Am I wrong? You guys, I call it like snap face. I have no idea what stuff's called anymore, but you know what I'm saying. You guys know you can do it. And then don't forget the one-on-one. I'll tell you, that's how I got into this program, was a personal, somebody actually turned around and said, Jen, I want to talk with you. At Mass, family in the front, Greg Trainer, never forget, turned around after Mass. Our kids are running wild at family Mass in the gym at St. Anne's. And he turns around and he says, let me tell you, I'm doing this leadership program with Catholic Charities. I'll tell you, just that, I said, what? What do you mean, Catholic and leadership together? You had me. I'm like, I'll write you whatever, but I'm like, I know you're, I can tell, but I was like, tell me more about this, what you're doing. So just remember that one-on-one is really powerful, and cast a wide net. You never know. So go back and make sure you've cultivated your network, and then go back and keep adding to it. There's some events. I'll tell you, over the years, how creative people have been about hosting events. Because, that's one of those where it's not necessarily your friends, it's your friends' friends. And they bring people. So think about, first off, you could definitely do things at church. Caveat here, make sure you work with your pastor. Okay, you've got to be able to get his buy-in to do something like that. Now, the ad thing that Marla was talking about, anybody can put an ad in. But if you're going to hold an event, you got to, there's a cadence, right? You got to make sure that you've got the right space for that. Work with a local venue. I mean, we've had during Christmas time, we've had the caroling in a pub crawl. You're walking around with a sign from Catholic Charities. We're singing, good old, carols, and we're going place to place. You can do improv nights, tennis tournaments, 5Ks. People have done stuff like their own. I'm always amazed that people have just done their own events, barbecues, and even simple things like that. Host a barbecue at your house and say, everybody, the birthday idea from Marla is a brilliant one. I mean, just look, it's my birthday. Donate. Okay. And if your birthday's not till do your half birthday if you got a summer birthday. That's what you used to do with kids. You figure it out. You're smart. But I love, a couple of these were really good ones. My favorite to this day are experiences with Benny. Do you remember this one, Jeff? This guy, and he basically told his friends, I don't care what it is. You hire me for something. If you want me to be your Uber driver, I'll be your Uber driver. If you want me to come and sing a song, birthday, like host a birthday party, he did anything. His friends, he said, whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. So anyway, that was a cute idea. And all that money went to Catholic Charities. So you guys, I mean, you got some ideas, but I'm sorry, what are the ideas you guys are already thinking of? Any events or other ideas?
Jen, one of the comments you made earlier, but don't be afraid to ask for the big ask.
Yeah.
One of our classmates several years ago, when she went to one of the heavy hitters, the person said, "So how much do you want me to donate?" She said $10,000. She walked away with a check with $10,000.
Now, that
and in addition to that, she raised about $5,500 more beyond that as well. She is the all-time fundraising class member.
Yeah.
But the point is, she just unabashedly said the number out loud and got it.
Well, I learned that in my days in kind of mission advancement work for a high school. They always said, you got to have a number. Like when somebody asks, like if there's a number, you give them a number. And even if it's outrageous, they'll go, well, okay, well, how about 5? They'll still get, it's amazing. You throw that number out, but I've never heard anyone not get the number or they get close to it, right? So all great ideas. So just want you guys thinking, also, let's not forget, your classmates are going to come up with some phenomenal ideas, support each other. And also, there's no reason why both of you got different friend groups, different social networks, different professional networks. You see a great idea, there's nothing that says you can't do it too. So just remember, there's no pride in authorship here. Just bring it on. Again, it just bring your creative and bring your strengths, because there's some of these things may not be for you, but some things you're like, oh, I'm kind of more of an intimate, have a little gathering at my house kind of person. Then leverage that. You guys had some good ideas. As you get these ideas, you can put them in the chat and we'll make sure probably in our next ledger, we should get all of these ideas. We should get all the tweets in the ledger. That's my proposal. And I think we should get some of these creative ideas out there. Finally, let's not forget a couple of important things before we close out getting the word out. Corporate gift matching. This sort of relates to Zane, your comment. Almost every single company will gift match for Catholic Charities. Why? Because Catholic Charities is on United Way. United Way is generally a secular organization. So companies will match. Why is Catholic Charities on that list? Because we serve everybody. We don't serve them because they're Catholic. It's because we are. That is why. And we don't, our clients, we don't know, they don't come in and have anything that says what religious affiliation. We serve people in need. No one's asking those details, but why are we doing it? It's because we are. And that is why we get corporate gift matching. The only company this day that I know that will not do it is Coca-Cola. That may have changed, but Coca-Cola only because they have a very strict environmental focus for who they do gift matching. Other than that, guys, I haven't seen it. Every other company that does this, so please, this is an example that you'll see here. Here's the caveat we want to make sure you do. Let Cathy know that either you have got secured a gift match or one of your supporters has secured a gift match through their employer. That way Cathy can track it. And then you get that counted towards your fundraising goal, but only if we know about it. Because it takes, sometimes there's a lag. Sometimes Cathy, it's like, it can be up to 2-3 months. So if Cathy's looking out for it, and either you or your supporter can send an email, we got it covered. Okay. Another great thing we don't always think about, donate vehicles. People might have a car, a boat, something, you have no idea. Even scrap value could be a $500 donation back to Catholic Charities. Okay, so this is a great way. There is a link for that. So same information here. Let Cathy know so we can keep an eye out, because similarly, it can take a little time for this process. We use a broker on the back end. It can be a little kludgy. It's not kludgy for you and not for your supporter, but for our tracking purposes, it may be. So if you want credit in your fundraising goal, just make sure we know about it. But those are some other tips and ideas I've heard other people have done. They've been able to secure grants. So get creative, guys, on get the word out. Anything else I may have missed or any other comments, guys? All right, that last part of this framework, guys, thank them again. Thank them. Be gracious, be grateful. Write the personal notes, please. You got these, you're gonna get these great cards from Catholic Charities, but you might have your own. Make sure they get a personal thank you. I always say, write them a note and give them a personal phone call. Nothing, I mean, that to me, we're building relationships. Remember what, I love this image. We're bringing people together. Let's keep it personal. It's human hands, guys. So let's remember that. Let them know the impact of their donation. There's some great stats on, I know that's in the portal, guys, that will say your $500 donation went to serve this, had this kind of impact. All of those stats are on the donor, are on your portal, and you can equate that donation really easily so that people understand what they did. Especially, you've been able to provide 3 veterans with 3 hours of counseling. Those kind of stats are really powerful. People want to know their impact. Be timely. Don't wait 3 months to send a thank you note. Do it right out of the gate. You're going to get an immediate report. Make sure people know. And then, like I said, use the note cards. I think you're going to be able to get them in your November meetup. You'll get those note cards. In the meantime, write a personal note. So, process. We've done almost half of this tonight. Connect and reflect. Create your story. Make sure you launch your page. Done is better than perfect. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Get started. You can always keep iterating. Get the word out. Don't be shy. You're really just giving people an opportunity to have an impact, and make sure they feel connected. A thank you is your final way of getting them connected. Once they've been connected to this mission, this team does a phenomenal job cultivating that relationship for the long term. So, and as I said, once you get back here, keep rinsing and repeating. You've still got 4 more months of this program. You're going to learn other ways, and other stories are going to touch your heart. You can bring it into your stewardship journey. Going back here, keep going back to these 4 questions. Don't forget your resources. You've got a phenomenal portal, the website, the ledger every week, your Saint group communication, your Saint group leaders are phenomenal, and your awesome CCA staff team. You got to meet everybody tonight. Anything else? I want to make sure we go back to what you wanted to get out of tonight. Anything else that we can do to help you in your stewardship journey?
I have a question, Jen. Is the portal linked to our email somehow? Like if somebody donates, will we get an email, or do we just have to be like mindful of always checking the page?
That's a Cathy question. What you got?
That is a very good question. And I will find the answer out and let you know. I'm not sure.
I can help.
I'm
I
sorry.
can help. I can help. This is Pearl.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you are setting it up, you actually put in your email ID, and you can sign up for the notification so that anytime somebody actually donates, you get a notification. So it's on the setup itself.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that's what
Pearl.
I did it last time. So yes, it worked for us.
Okay, fabulous.
Although, see, I got to go back to Activator, Jen. I kept kind of going in because I got really excited. I kept wanting to go in like it was going to somehow start to move on me. But yeah, you could always go in there as well. That's always a good thing. But yeah, that's great. Thank you, Pearl. That's perfect. Anything else you guys need to get rolling? Activate this tonight or tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to add on to Jen Daniels' challenge. So Leslie, Laura, Katie, Ashley, Erin, and Nicole and Ian all jumped out the box and put a tweet down. So as long as your page is activated by this weekend, I will match Jen's $50 per. So you have a good start.
Woo! All right. We're good. All right, love it. So I'm always curious. If all else failed and just all you took was one thing tonight, can you guys just shout out, what'd you get? What are you taking away with you tonight in your to-go box that you'll feast on later? Can you guys shout it out? Take yourselves off mute. Let's see some faces and just what are you taking away tonight?
I'd say for me that fundraising doesn't have to be scary or intimidating. I've never done fundraising before. Yeah, I don't think I have actually. So I was always like thinking it was intimidating and just like, I don't even know where to start, but this was really simple and you guys made it very easy to understand. And like you said, $1,500 to some people is nothing. So just get out there and start sharing.
Woo! Thank you, Katie. Amen. Something else that's in the to-go box. What are you guys taking away from tonight? All right. I think, Sophia, did we close this out? Any last minute things? I'll hand it over to you guys. Thank you so much. Can't wait to put some money in those Just Giving pages and double it. Don't leave money on the table. Marla's got you.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Jen and Cathy. I know, team, that was a lot of information. I will say, I'll give my own personal story. I had never done fundraising before I joined this class. And I was so intimidated because I had the mentality that fundraising was asking people for money. But what I learned was, Catholic Charities, we do so much work. You can find an aspect of Catholic Charities that speaks to pretty much any part of the human experience. So what I would recommend that everyone do, find out that personal story. The story I used, I'm the daughter of an immigrant. And so I was able to, really draw back on that heritage of my mom who came here from Colombia, South America, and was really intimidated and didn't know anyone. And, being part of her church helped her feel like she was part of the community, and just really using that to talk about the good work we do here at Catholic Charities. And there are just so many things that you can do. And people don't have to be Catholic either. I'll tell y'all something. I do a lot of work with the Jewish community. I'm an ally and an advocate. Every time I post something about Catholic Charities, my Jewish friends are the ones who are reposting and resharing. Several of them did the Afghan refugee gift baskets. And I was just like, that's so beautiful. And I mean, I was like, man, y'all are like outperforming the Catholics, like, whoa. But it's just, the spirit of giving is not something that is only pertaining to us as Catholics. Like, we as people, God created all of us, and he put that desire in us as social creatures to help one another. So you can find something, an aspect of Catholic Charities that fits any person, anybody that you're talking with. And frankly, the ability to fundraise has really helped me in my professional and my civic engagement. I'm now working on 3 different municipal campaigns for the city of Atlanta. And because of what I've learned at Catholic Charities, I don't feel weird asking people to donate money to support a candidate. So what this does is it really shows you the beauty of this is a transferable skill as well. And what a beautiful opportunity it is to hone that skill here, to have someone like Jen and Cathy take an hour and a half of their day to go through this with us. So I'll leave you all with that. I know it's 8:45, it's late, it's a Monday. We'll go ahead and close in prayer unless Nicole and Brandon, were there any announcements that you both wanted to make before I closed us out?
Just one. We've got our next event. It's in person, November 16th. And I believe that is back at the Chancery. If that is wrong, Cassidy, I don't know if Cassidy's still with us or not. And do we have a time? I just want to make sure we've got the time for that, Cassidy. Since that is, we weren't sure if that was going to be a morning or evening event. So I want to make sure we've got that for everyone, but November 16th, in-person event, and the time for that.
I believe in the ledger, it states it's at 6:30 in the evening.
Okay, it's an evening one. So just want to make sure everyone is aware, 6:30 Chancery on the 16th is mission focused. So it should be another great session, and excited to be back in person. And Nicole, I don't know if you had anything else.
Yeah, just one more thing. So immediately following that, on November 18th, there's a great volunteer opportunity. I know everyone's looking to kind of dive in and help out in person. So on November 18th, there's an opportunity at the warehouse from 5:30 to, I believe it's 7 o'clock, where you can help with organizing the different furniture and boxes and items that have been donated, helping take inventory, packing kits for our clients. So it's a great opportunity to be hands-on with the organization. I think this is a great opportunity for people to get together as a saint group and help the organization. So that information as well is in the ledger. And I believe it is limited to the first 10 people to volunteer, and there is a link in the ledger. So make sure you jump on that opportunity soon. And I think that's it.
Yep. And then there will be some other challenges in the next few weeks and months to raise some more dollars for your fundraising efforts. So just stay tuned for that as we kind of roll out some challenges and things that can help you earn some money towards your fundraising goal.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brandon and Nicole, for the announcements. Team, let's just give another warm round of applause to Jen and Cathy and the CCA staff. It is such a labor of love, but it is one that bears so much good fruit. So we are going to close out in prayer in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh God, come to our aid. Instill within each of us the desire to grow more like you, that we may willingly embrace the life of leadership and service to which you have called us. When we experience challenges, difficulties, and setbacks, provide us with the loving support we need to press on and continue to build your kingdom. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father and of the Son and Holy Spirit. Amen. Last but not least, public service announcement. Voting for the municipal races has begun statewide. So please vote for your mayor, city council, elected officials. They directly impact a lot of the services that we provide. So just please vote. That's all. Have a beautiful night, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.